Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ara and I'm a productivity creator on both Instagram and TikTok. In today's video, I'm sharing a super underrated app that's made it so much easier to stay organized without feeling overwhelmed. It's called Craft and it's helped me organize and streamline my thoughts. They are also the sponsor of this video, which I am genuinely excited about because I've been using Craft daily for the past 5 months and safe to say that I love it. I think the best productivity tools are ones that can feel like an extension of your brain, and that's exactly how using Craft has been like for me. Okay, so before we move on to me actually showing you my workspace in Craft, I wanted to quickly share why I made the switch from Notion and other apps. But essentially what it was is that the setups in Notion that I made were a bit too complicated and I didn't find myself gearing towards using them. I used to be very deep into it, especially in school, which granted, I think it still works pretty well for school, especially when you have so much to track. But now that I've shifted more towards corporate life as well as content creation, I find that Craft has been a lot more helpful for at least my workflows themselves. I transferred to Apple Notes, which quickly got chaotic very fast. Even though there was like a search function, like all the notes would pop up because I would have the same recurring meetings and everything. That was a mess. But I think why I'm choosing Craft now is because it's almost like that middle ground between both like a very powerful tool like Notion that has like all your databases and stuff and the more simple Apple Notes. I would smack Craft like right in the middle because you do still have that nice customization that Notion has, but then you have the simplicity and minimalist style of Apple Notes. So it's basically like the Goldilocks in between both, and I really like it for that reason. Alrighty, so we can get started with my workspace for my 9 to 5. I am a senior social media specialist, which means that I work on all things social media related as well as influencer related at my work. So I have a very simple setup in Craft, which is how I like it. Everything is within these 4 kind of documents here. So this one is for networking. If I attended some sort of workshop, I'll put the notes in here. This one is for career performance specifically, as well as a project that I'm currently working on. This one is my favorite. It is my work hub. So in here, I have all my priorities for the day or the week. Usually it's just a running toggle list. And then in here, I have my one-on-ones listed. So I have one with my manager and other people on my team that I often meet with to check in on different projects that we might be doing together or need to catch up with. In every single page, I have meeting notes for each reoccurring meeting, as well as bullet points similar to this for any action items or to-dos that we discuss in said meetings. And what's great about Craft is that when I click through to the sidebar, you can directly see the different tasks for each page, all in one, which is really great because this will help me figure out what my priorities are for the week, even though it's still separated and organized into its own sections. And then down below, I also have other reoccurring meetings. So I have notes for each one with a separate format. But yeah, this is how I use Craft for note-taking for my meetings as well as just task organization. Okay, so now we're moved on to a more exciting part of Craft that I really like to use it for. This includes travel planning. Earlier this year, I was able to go on a couple of trips, including New York, Texas, and Barcelona. And I've also had relatives that came over from San Francisco, so I was also planning out their Toronto activities. So we can go through some of these as examples, but essentially the best part of Craft is that it works offline. So I'm able to access all of these documents via my phone, even though I don't have Wi-Fi access. And in every single one of these, I believe I just have some bucket list items. I typically do not plan a full itinerary each day because I don't want to pack everything and be bogged down by the day when I'm traveling. But this is a really great way for me to keep track of like, oh, like we're in this neighborhood, might as well drop by this place. So I really like that, and I love how the design of this like really matched the vibe, and it's super easy to change designs too if we wanted to, because they have so many different ones to choose from. Another fun feature for when you are planning out your travels is, of course, mood boarding your outfits for the cute photos you're going to be taking. So I had a mood board for some outerwear because it was still winter time, but essentially I got some pictures off Pinterest and put them in the whiteboard feature, and this is super helpful. You can add sticky notes and different text. I believe you can also draw on this as well. Yes, you can. This is great for if you also have an iPad. The Craft app also has this feature, so you can pair it with your Apple Pencil. So that is how I use it for planning. It's really simple, and I just love that it's offline, it's cute, and you can insert all the documents that you would need. Alrighty, so this is the final section, which is for content creation. I really like the system that I've made so far. So for every I guess vlog, I would have the different content themes. I did not upload this video, unfortunately, but I had the different content themes as well as a storyboard so that I'd remember what clips would be with each segment. So now that I have kind of an overview of everything, I can click through to a month of content planning and what that looks like. So at the top, I just have separate pages for wallpapers because I like to create wallpapers for free for my followers. If you can see this one is for June. So whenever I have a little suggestion box in my stories, I write down all of the different cool suggestions that they give to me. That way I have something to refer back to, as well as a checklist of what steps I need to do in order to upload these. In here I also have some suggestions from followers for different post ideas, and then this is where I do all the planning based on follower suggestions. I will go through for each week and have the different ideas that I want to be posting. For information heavy posts, I like to create a separate page for them, and it just gets put underneath. So this one was for how to study with no motivation. I had them into separate steps, and if you recognize this post, I also just screenshotted these and inputted them into the actual post itself, just because I really liked the contrast of the blue and yellow theme. So that was really nice to have. And then I also use it to brainstorm. So when I'm on my iPad, I will actually go through and put this on the Apple Notes, Apple Pencil feature that they have. So you can actually write down your notes on here, which is nice. So that's essentially how I plan out content. I like to keep it simple because I don't need anything fancy. So if you've been trying to find a simple yet powerful app to take notes, stay organized, basic task management, I would totally recommend Craft to you. Post-editing Aura here to tell you that Craft has given us a 50% discount code, so you can use Aura50, and I will leave all of the details below as well as a link to download Craft itself. Alright, back to me talking again. And if you already use it or have another system that you prefer, let me know in the comments. I'm always curious to see how everyone else is organizing their lives, and maybe we can learn something from each other. Alright friends, I hope this gave you some inspo, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!